Just hit a button, Morty. Give me a beat. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. You gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here. It's time to get swifty. Uh-oh. You gotta get swifty. Oh, yeah. Take off your pants and your panties. Shit on the floor. Time to get swifty in here. Gotta shit on the floor. I'm Mr. Bulldog.
I'm Mr. Bulldogs, and that's it. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
This is another episode of Never a Straight Answer Extra with a bit of a difference. I don't know if you basically heard a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, last week was it? We had a kind of a thing about Rick and Morty in the bunker, and Taylor was getting frustrated. He'd seen bits of it. He didn't understand it. We said we would do an episode where I explain and watch Taylor's head explode.
Yeah, and it's already started.
It's already started. I've been trying to put him onto like how Rick and Morty is, trying to give him a rundown early on, and he's just like, "What? I don't get it. I don't get it."
I've got an headache. The biggest...
That's why I kicked off the show with Let's Get Swifty.
Yeah.
Because, you need to get swifty in here. So
Swifty? What's swifty?
Getting swifter. It's like getting your groove on, man.
What?
It's like getting down with it. Getting like, you've got the vibe.
Yeah, I'm not on dance floor.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be. You can get swifter. You can get swifty doing whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like wubba dubba lub dub. And all that.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Rubba-dubba-dub.
Well, it's one of Rick's sayings.
Is Rick the tall one? Rick's the tall one, isn't he?
Rick, right? Okay. Let me break it down. Right. So you've got Rick.
Yeah.
And Morty. Right. Now you've seen
which?
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Right. So you reckon obviously Rick's Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Morty's Marty McFly.
Is Morty. Yeah, right.
All right, okay.
Now, Rick and Morty created by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, right?
Is that?
Well, you ask a Siri, and I think that's just been programmed in by some fucker.
About because it 50 gives you names come out.
I'm saying that though. I mean, you get creative writers in, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the shows ad-libbed. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, Justin Roiland voices both characters. Right, so...
Was he one of the writers, yeah?
He's one of the creators. I think he actually came up with the actual Doc and Marty idea firstly.
Okay.
Dan Harmon was working on different projects. He was working on a show called Community when Adult Swim approached him and asked him if he'd like to do a animated show.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I'm not really sure. I don't really know much about it."
Yeah.
But he knew a guy who did, and he approached him, which is Justin. And he'd been kind of sat on this idea, but they'd actually worked on a show which was called it was based on Bill Cosby, House of 1,000 House of 100 Cosbys, where 100 clones of Bill Cosby's lived.
Fucking hell.
And this was back in 2005, but in June of that year,
when he was shooting himself in the neighbourhood there.
Yeah, well, they basically got sued, got a cease and desist order from Bill Cosby, right? And they said they had to stop doing what they were doing. Yeah. So I think Justin kind of come up with this Doc and Marty parody. Yeah, it was a bit of a fuck you to Universal.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So like I say, 2012, Dan was asked by Adult Swim to create a show. He's gone back to Justin and he's thought, well, I've got a couple of ideas, but I like the idea of this Doc and Marty sort of characters.
Yeah.
So changed it around a bit, and obviously Rick and Morty's born, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were kind of confused because I think as it's a kind of an episodic thing, I see it as, right, where there is a story arc, right? People even down to The Simpsons doesn't have that, right?
Yeah.
Futurama does.
Yeah.
And Futurama's so clever that they look back on, say, I've got them all on DVD, right? And there's an episode in season 3 or 4 where they look at how Fry ended up falling into the chamber, right? And it turned out that it was that little nibbler that went back in time and pushed him in, right? To make sure he fell into the future.
Yeah.
To make sure he'd be there at a certain date.
Yeah, I remember he was the pizza boy, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But I went, well, I wonder if I go back to the first episode. Now, I've got them on DVD and I was buying them as they were coming out.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you could remaster that and put that character in.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that first episode.
Yeah.
Or you could be planning it for so long that the payoff was literally 4 seasons away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how Rick and Morty is. It kind of has this sort of like the building up to something where you think that there's one thing. Well, it's kind of deals with a lot of different concepts. So like
I like the idea of the concepts and that, but I don't understand some of the things in it. Like every time he turns round and goes, "Yes, Morty," or "Yes, Rick," "Yes, Rick." Or
well, it's just
whatever.
kind of like,
at the
well,
end,
Rick's his grandfather. Yeah, so I don't know why he doesn't refer to him as such. But like,
liquid coming out of his mouth.
So
what the fuck's that?
Well, I can go into that, right? So obviously, Dan Harmon, Justin Roiland sorted that out, and it was a short parody of Doc and Marty.
Yeah.
But obviously, they had a difference. They didn't time travel. They use interdimensional travel.
Say that.
Right? They use interdimensional travel.
Yeah.
Right? High concept adventures and kind of like, the thing with portals and kind of interdimensional is that you've got every possibility open to you. Do you know what I mean? So you're not just...
Only if you've got control of it.
Well, he's got his portal gun, which means he can go to anywhere he wants.
Yeah, could he go to the same place again? Twice?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not like he's travelling in time. Time's flowing and he travels in time. He travels interdimensionally rather than travelling through time. So it's not like he's going to bump into another version of himself, although he does, because he bumps into different realities versions of himself, not the same version travelling in space-time.
How reality are they trying to be? I mean, like, well, because we've gone on the concept and a discussion about time travel, and we've also done it in multiverses where,
yeah, of course, yeah. Well,
when
this
you
is what
can't
it is. It's
come back. You can't. If you went somewhere, in
a multiverse. Oh, right. Back. So actually getting back to your dimension.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah.
You'd have to go
I get where you're coming from because obviously we've talked about this, and if like John Titor, when he was talking about how time travel, but that was time travel. I think when it comes to interdimensional travel, if he's got, say, so do you know, like, look at it like the new Avengers movie, right? And they're travelling through the quantum realm to get back in time, right? Yeah. Now, they've got coordinates, they're using it like a GPS.
Oh, yeah, time travel.
So I'm pretty sure that Rick's gun works in much the same way where he can put, like, a universe in and he can guarantee get back to that same universe. So he does that every episode.
So he can go back to the place that he's come from.
Yeah, and generally,
not to a place that looks like the place that he come from.
Yeah, but generally he has a base of a universe that he says he's from.
So
right?
It's sort of
like a home reality, right? Now,
so it's not built. It's built slightly on the concept of the questions that go out there for science, but it's not following through what science is saying.
Well, no, it is in some ways, but it's like
but in some ways
it's a big parody.
But in other ways,
I mean, it looks at a lot of ethical questions and sort of like stuff like futility of life and
but it don't bring the original answer.
Philosophical questions like the meaning of life and is it all what's the point and stuff. It is kind of bleak in that way, but. Honestly, the fact that so you ask about like the stuff coming out of his mouth, right?
Yeah.
So I've got a theory on this, right? Well, people say, it's like booze. People think he's drinking from the flask.
Who said? He's always fucking drinking from that flask, isn't he?
But right in episode 1, right. So firstly, right, let me just where we're up to with Rick. from from season 1 where we start the show.
Yeah.
Right? Now Rick is in a reality where he's been missing out of his family's life for a long time. Yeah.
Right.
Beth hasn't seen her father
Right.
for ages, and all of a sudden he's just turned up. Right?
Yeah.
Which obviously puts strain on her relationship with Jerry. And he's like kind
Her
of like
husband.
Marty's going out, running out with him, doing adventures and stuff. But so you could think that if he can travel through dimensions and stuff like that, maybe he's had some trouble in his original dimension, found a dimension where Rick's no longer around, and just take his place, because there's no conflicting Rick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but but that. Obviously, well,
so
no,
when
I'd
Rick
be questioning
says,
where's the other Rick?
He's dead.
But if he died and then all of a sudden he fucking turned up, you're going to be a bit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
What the fuck's going on here?
That potentially could happen. But what you could argue that he's just took up where the other one left off. Yeah, maybe he died, maybe he disappeared, maybe he could show up, right? But that means Marty isn't Rick's original Marty, right? Now, Marty thinks he is, right? And he always refers to himself as Rick C-137. And Marty, because of that fact, always refers to himself as Marty C-137 from Dimension C-137.
Yeah,
like
but
we were
he
talking
doesn't
about.
know that. He
doesn't. He doesn't. He just goes off with what Rick said. Right now, like I say, the theory is that Marty's not the Marty that we see, and he goes into that further on in the story arc, right? Now he could have had Marty's not his original Marty, right? But he doesn't know that, right? So like you say about the stuff dripping out of his mouth, like his booze, and he seems to be always pissed. Right now, in the first episode, he takes Marty on an adventure, right? And he says to him, like, I need to get these seeds, the mega seeds. Yeah, I need to get them from this planet.
Right.
It's the only place that's got them, Rick, Marty. You know,
right.
We need the mega seeds. So he goes off to get the mega seeds, and the only way he can get these mega seeds back is by asking Marty to shove him up his arse.
What?
Yeah, and use him as a bit of a drug mule. Yeah, he says we've got to go through interdimensional customs because he's done it too many times. He says he's done it too many times. His arse isn't tight enough.
So he's looking
whereas
for a nice
Marty's is supple and malleable. It'll work. Don't worry about it. Right?
Hold on. Is Rick putting them in there, or is Marty?
Marty would probably do it himself, right? So but the idea is he needs these seeds, right? He says they're very valuable to his research. He needs them. It'll help him do great
What's he
things.
Researching?
Exactly. He doesn't really divulge this, right? But he's going through a lot of steps to try and get them. Right?
Right, okay.
He's going through, he's putting Marty, using his grandson as a mule, right? So, he gets the seeds, right? They get back to the house, and there's been a whole kind of B storyline going on through the episode about Rick obviously taking Marty out of school.
Yeah.
And Marty's not really kind of doing well. School's been on to the parents saying he's being naughty, he needs to be attending.
Yeah.
And they have a go, and they say, well, basically, they insinuate that Marty's a bit slow and that he shouldn't really be missing school. He's not in the position to be missing school.
Yeah.
Rick's like, well, he's not. He's got like a different type of smarts, and he starts asking him like, what's the square root of 9 billion squared or whatever, and he comes out with the correct answer, Marty. So they're like, whoa, what the fuck? How did you come up with that? Like, and he went, well, I don't know. And he's like, it's because he's hanging around with me. He's like, he's smart. It's just in different ways. He's learning from me, but he's learning differently. He needs to keep coming on these adventures with me. Right? So Marty's like, well, what the fuck? How the hell does this work? Like, how have I become so intelligent?
Yeah.
And Rick says, it's the seeds. They've kind of like started dissolving in your rectal cavity, right? Which has made you momentarily intelligent, right? So that makes me think that what he's drinking is a sort of punch or cocktail made out of those seeds or the fruit of the plant, which is giving him super intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Now, every time he starts slurring and burping and feeling like he looks drunk,
he's got the answer.
No, it's maybe like, well, because literally moments later, after Marty kind of realises he's super intelligent, Rick says, oh yeah, well, there's a side effect. You lose all functions for a couple of hours or days or whatever, right?
Whoa,
so you're literally paralysed, right?
Whoa.
So you can be smart for a few hours, but it fucks you up afterwards,
for
right?
3-4 days.
So,
shit.
Maybe every time you see Rick about to fucking like chunder and he sips out of his flask, it's Rick topping up on mega seed or mega fruit juice, so he can top up his intelligence. And that's what he meant by he needed the seeds.
It still doesn't work.
He always puts Morty in kind of predicaments.
Danger.
Yeah, but it's like he does it in a way that teaches him a lesson.
Yeah, but then he's got an issue there then, because it'd be that. How many nuts did he bring back? How many fucking?
Oh, I don't know. You could could plant those seeds, maybe.
Yeah, well, there is that point. Because I was going to say, if you're going back, once every week or twice a week, because in that little flask, you ain't going to have fucking shitload. And the way he drinks it, it's like fucking drink. You know, it's like water. So he's going to run out of it fast.
So, like I say, I mean, it's not time travel; it's interdimensional travel, right? So,
yeah, but didn't you tell me something about pizza?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, there's an episode where they turn around and says, oh, one of the characters says, I really wanted a pizza, and he goes, oh, I can get you one. So he goes through a portal and comes back with a pizza, but the pizza place had already closed. Yeah. Right? So some people were saying, oh, time travel.
He's gone back 5 minutes.
It's not. He went through a portal to a dimension where they didn't...
Did it show that?
No, they'd never invented daylight saving time. No, they don't need to. It's implied.
Yeah,
and he explains
just because it's
implied.
implied.
No, because he actually makes a comment at the end. He says,
I imply I'm a billionaire.
I'm not a time traveller. I went to a dimension that had never invented daylight savings time and threw the pizza on the side, and that was it.
No questions or anything.
I just nearly burped myself there.
So trusting too much, man.
But it is a multiverse, so there are many Ricks, right? Now, a load of Ricks decided to gang up together because they've got a lot of enemies. Yeah, throughout the universes. Okay. Right? Got a lot of different people trying to get his technology because obviously he's one of the cleverest people in the universe. They're after
Why, obviously?
Well, because he's invented interdimensional travel.
Right. Yeah. Well, but that's only one aspect.
He's very clever. He's able to take down governments and destroy empires.
So he's like a Doctor Who.
He's a bit like Doctor Who. Yeah, right?
See, he ain't that clever. He ain't got a fucking TARDIS now, has he?
Well, he kind of has. He's got a handheld TARDIS. That's the difference.
Yeah, but he can't walk in the fucker, can
His TARDIS is a portal. So it's like he literally, as long as he's got his gun, which is his sort of sonic screwdriver as well. Yeah. Yeah, he's no Billy Piper, let's put it that way. Yeah. Right? So, but because they've got enemies, a load of these Ricks decided to gang together to create the Citadel of Ricks, right? Why? Now this is to keep all Ricks safe. But Rick, the main protagonist in the show, right, thinks that's stupid. It's like you've kind of like gone against everything that makes you Rick. Yeah. Yeah. So. He despises them, so his aim is to bring them down. Do you know what I mean? But every Rick has a Marty, right? Right. Now, it turns out the reason why Ricks keep a Marty with them is because it makes them invisible, right, to people looking for him. It's sort of like if you were tracking the brainwaves of a Rick, right? Yeah, the negative field of the Marty would cancel you out, so you wouldn't be spotted. It's like a cloaking device. Yeah. Right, okay. So it's beneficial for him to have a Marty. Do you know what I mean? Even though it gets him in trouble and he's responsible for people dying and all the rest of it.
But doesn't he kill Marty every now and again?
No, he doesn't. Well, no, Martys probably do die, but they're Marty's from other dimensions, and we don't care.
Just fucking
we don't care about those.
We only care about one.
We're looking at the main two that we're looking at are the ones that are thingy. But you could argue that we are looking at a different set of Rick and Morty's every episode.
Yeah. So it's like it's his adventure, not Morty's.
Well,
basically,
yeah,
you couldn't say it was Morty's at all.
The thing is, Rick seems like self-aware and like he knows that he's in a TV show. Do you know? And almost like he needs to keep it exciting. Yeah,
to keep
the ratings up. Yeah, so it's like he even makes comments and he's got stupid catchphrases like say "wubba dubba dub dub," which actually means apparently that he's help me, I'm in great pain. Yeah,
what?
But he says it all the time.
How do you know that?
Because there's a character in it called Bird Person who translates it because he's like, yeah. So you were talking
many weird fucking characters.
Again, it's like you were talking about a specific episode which made me laugh, and when we were discussing it, about how like there was a parasite that makes you see.
Oh yeah, when
people.
he writes 6 on the wall.
Yeah. Well, they see that, like, because that's how many real people were in the room.
Yeah.
Like, so this parasite sort of gets into your head, and you kind of see people that aren't there.
It plants a past with you.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you always only have happy memories of them, and that's how they distinguish who's real and who's not.
So if you got a bad memory against someone,
but that was something that Rick brought in on a previous episode by accident. Like he was putting some meteorites or some stones in a bin. And he had these green lava on it.
Yeah, because he collected them from his shit, didn't he? Some green items.
So he's always kind of out for number one, but he's very clever.
Yeah, definitely.
He's kind of one of those sort of like, the president would call him to come and help save the day.
Yeah.
But he'd be an absolute dick about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Rick could help him. Rick could help them, but he'd be like,
yeah.
All right.
What's my fucking price?
Oh yeah, and how come it always comes to this? You calling me and me having to save your fucking ass, sort of thing. But yeah, so I mean, there's loads of kind of questions that they bring up, fucking like in terms of like the episode where he's basically says his car battery is flat and it's.
He was explaining this one about fucking little village people or something.
How it works is, the episode starts, his car's battery goes flat, and he says, we need to go in and find out what the problem is. So, you think, car battery, right? So they shrink down, go into the car battery, and he's got a whole civilization powering his battery. Yeah. So he's convinced all these like citizens of this sort of microverse, that they need to stamp on this machine to create electricity,
right,
for them to survive, right?
Yeah.
So he was filtering off part of that electricity to run his car.
So they were feeding him.
Yeah, basically, he's created a whole universe just to run his car.
Just to fucking feed his car,
right? So he gets in there and he finds out that they've gone, well, we don't need to pump things anymore because we've found another way of making enough energy for everyone, right? But not enough for you. Yeah. So he goes, well, what have you done? He says, we've created a miniverse. Yeah. So they go, what? So he goes, so they go into the miniverse and it's the same thing. It keeps going and going. But then it's like when they finally emerge from all of these things, because he basically turns around to this guy who the first scientist he comes across who developed this within his miniverse. Yeah. That, at the end of the day, he didn't know that they were in a miniverse of his creation. Yeah. So,
now they do.
Now they do, but it's within his interest now, because what they can rather do, they've got two choices, right?
Carry on.
It's carry on pumping those pads and get rid of your alternative method of fuel.
Yeah.
Or he's going to replace the battery.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And by that point, your whole universe is destroyed. Yeah. So it comes up with that. So basically, Rick comes back out of that, back to his vehicle, and Rick basically turns to Marty and he says, I'm going to give him a minute, and then he turns the key on his car and it starts first time, which is giving him the choice. He's made that decision then, that scientist, to say, I'm going to make I'm not going to tell the whole universe or my universe that we were created by a dickhead to run a car. Yeah, because people will just go panic and go under. Yeah. Right? So I'm going to keep that secret, but convince them all to carry on, because the alternative is he's going to just take the battery out and they're all fucked. Dead. So, you know, it does go into some strong sort of like philosophical questions. I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, it's cartoon. You could argue, it's just cartoon. Yeah. But I think when these sort of animation and adult sort of content animation are able to kind of look at different angles outside the box. Not just angles, but like visual as well. Do you know what I mean? Like they can give you a bit more than just like telling a story. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think and they do it so well that they kind of use a lot of pop culture, like Freddy Krueger.
Well, hold on, let's wait until the end, because like you said, if the story's a part of a bigger picture,
like I say, there is a bigger picture, and like it comes to the point where a Morty
in the 2 years.
A Morty shows up that is what is known as evil Morty, right?
Right.
But is he evil because he's been jaded and almost killed or left for dead by his Rick? Yeah. Is he Rick's original Morty?
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about kind of like how that he could slot into another dimension, right, and just take the place, right. Well, there is an episode where they actually fuck up an entire dimension, their original Morty's original dimension, right. Now, imagine you're a child and you've literally just seen your whole universe go to shit. Yeah, they've basically.
It's not a good day, really, is it?
Everything's gone, right? Yeah. And Rick says, well, we can do something. Goes for a portal, they're in a dimension where everything's fine, right?
But it's not the same.
Well, no. The only thing that's different is they were able to fix the problem, right? That's an infinite possibilities.
Hold on, then.
There's infinite possibilities.
So if that's the case, then when you move to another dimension, if there's something that goes wrong that blows up the planet, right, and he moves to another dimension, and he's got to do the same thing again.
Well, it's not time travel. So the point he goes from that dimension to his new dimension, everything that had happened has already happened. The only difference is he's going to a dimension that the Rick there solved the problem. Whereas he was in his dimension, they didn't solve the problem.
Yeah, but if he moves into another dimension, would he have to do the same thing again and again and again and again? Is it an action that has to continue and act in every single dimension, or is it just certain dimensions?
Right. So if you look at it like, say, there's infinite possibilities, right? So in all those infinite possibilities, right, say everything that went wrong in my dimension, say dimension A, right, went wrong, right? Yeah. But I've got a device that enables me to travel to another dimension where
you got it right.
Where I got it right, right? But the only difference is, as soon as I got it right, I died, right, in that dimension. The me died, right?
Right.
So I can easily move into that dimension and take my place. But imagine taking a small child with you, right, and saying, your mum and dad, right, who were there and mutated or living like animals, right, are not your mum and dad anymore. But this alternate version of them, that's your mum and dad, and you've got to look at them for the next however many years as your parents. Your sister's not truly your sister, man. Right? Not only that, but you've just arrived in a reality where you've just been killed.
You know what it needs, don't you?
And what you're going to do, how you're going to explain the fact that there's a corpse of you when you're stood there, right? So he has to bury his own body, right? So imagine trying to process that.
He needs to go and see Mary Jane, man.
Yeah, mate, seriously.
Yeah, he needs to go and see him, man.
So...
But
obviously this is like some of the harder shit. Obviously there's episodes that cover a lot more lighter stuff. my advice to anybody wanting to watch it is start it from the beginning, and try and understand it, like,
Only if there's an answer
pay
at the
attention
end.
to it a bit more.
If there's an answer at the end. If they fucking cut it off like some of the series.
Well, no, actually, because
the
the problem was, right, they underestimated how popular it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right, and they only got a few seasons.
Yeah.
They battled for, like, seasons.
Yeah.
And there was actually a couple of years ago for season 2, they was, like, dragging it out for when they were going to release it. And they had a couple of episodes ready. And someone tweeted them on April Fool's Day saying,
Is that what he said?
Bless me, sorry about that.
Is that what he said, bless you?
Tweeted Dan Harmon, and he released an episode, like, but he basically said, alright, I'll release an episode, but everyone thought, oh yeah, alright. And he just did, he released one episode months in advance, right? So everyone was freaking out, thinking, oh my god, new content.
Yeah.
And
it's the only one they did.
They just one episode. No, well, they've had another series since then, but now they've been approved for, I think it was 70 episodes. So even if they kind of like
6 a series,
well, they've already been approved. They've already been approved for 70 episodes, right? So if they get bored and decide they want to call it a day, they've got plenty to wrap that up in. Do you know what I mean? So they can come up with a fan-worthy ending and make it, worthwhile, I think. So, I think it is a complex show, right? And you do look like you've got your head burnt out a bit. So
it's if you're gonna.
Have you got any more questions about it? Have you anything you thought about where you thought this is fucked up? What the fuck? Because you did seem like you were perplexed.
I can't see why he keeps saying after at the end of
it's
every
just his
sentence.
character.
No, but it's not. It's not just this character. Morty does the same. Rick and Morty does
Rick.
At the end, and it's like I don't go around going like, yeah, all right,
all right,
I'll
John.
do this for you, Bob.
Yeah, all right, John.
Bob, there's only you fucking two there. Why are you going to turn around and say the fucking name? Who else you speaking?
I think you're looking.
Who else you speaking to?
I don't
because I'm the only fucker here.
I think there's bigger fish to fry when it comes to.
He starts with a fucking little one. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you never know. Do you know what? If it comes out that that's a big plot twist, then you know.
I've got it on the button. You get me. Don't watch this. Steam clean, bros. Steam clean.
Tiny Rick.
Yeah, it's Tiny Rick.
Tiny Rick. Yeah, I've heard about him in the shows.
What, in Tiny Rick?
Yeah, Tiny Rick, innit?
Well, this
Mr. Tiny Rick, they call him.
Oh right, no, well, that's Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Pickle Rick. Oh yeah, you heard about Pickle Rick.
I'm Pickle fucking Rick.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins, yo.
Beating some fucking
AIDS.
Alright, Rick, chill out with the AIDS. So yeah. So have you learned a bit about Rick and Morty?
Nothing really.
We've been talking about it for half an hour, so you know.
Yeah, but like,
I hope you have. That's a full episode. A full Rick and Morty episode. Well, I think we don't normally actually do these sort of like episodes talking about like TV shows, but I thought it might be interesting because you know, like you said, we said we were going to. Yeah, well, actually, it has, hasn't it? Like, and you could talk about the science of these things.
Still don't answer half my questions.
Well, go on. What other questions have you got? Because I'm going to skin up, man. Because you're wasting my time.
I'm not, because like
well, do you know
I'm
what?
going to have to go and watch
lick my balls.
Yeah.
Go on, what are you saying?
Well, his ass is too loose, isn't it? So you have to.
Obviously, he's an old man. Now, you could say as well, right? There's also a theory that Morty's Rick in the future, and there is an argument to say that, like, time travel stuff, they've shelved it.
What?
Yeah, the time travel stuff, they shelved it. There's a box in Rick's garage and it says time travel stuff, and it's like metaphysically shelved. Yeah, like
but that can't be the only fucking time travel.
Does that mean that it's shelved because he dabbled in it in the past and now he doesn't use it? And there's a reason why he doesn't use it now because he's already travelled into the future to the point where he's fucked up the space-time continuum so much that in every dimension, Rick and Morty exist in both ends of the spectrum.
How old is he? How old is this old
know.
bastard? Because he's gone round and he's got certain things that, like, you must have been hanging with this fucker for like at least 20, 30
He's
years.
a party
He knows
animal.
everything about. Well, yeah, and like, well, you could tell by his fucking dribbling.
Well, that's
You know what I
again.
mean?
I think that's down to something else. I think that's down to him keeping he's keeping his them nuts. He got nuts.
Keeping them nuts in his ass.
Yeah, maybe.
What he's doing.
Well,
fucking Morty's ass.
I don't know. If you're interested in what we've been talking about tonight, and you want to add anything, if you maybe think we're talking absolute bollocks, or if you like Rick and Morty, drop us a text, drop us a Twitter.
Still be looking at the fucking thing tonight. I think
I recommend you go home and you watch
a couple of episodes.
I'll stick some on when I get home. I get after we've recorded if you want. I'll watch an episode or two. Well, you can email us at neverstraightanswer at gmail.com. You can get onto us at Twitter at NASA_never, and we're on Instagram at neverstraightanswer.
Pigeon mail.
You can get us on Pigeon Mail. You can send us a squirrel, a gram. If you want to send us a Santagram. I know it's not seasonal yet, but I reckon they'd be glad of the work.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously they don't get much work in June, July.
They don't.
So send us one of those. For it. If you've got casting options, haven't you?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I've been casting for a vicar for a project I'm working on. Right?
Oh yeah,
it's
casting
stupid.
couch. Yeah,
I had to casting couch some vicar types, right? And this vicar just looked a proper vicar.
Did it?
And he was spot on. And I just went, you and
got the job.
The photos that they provided, I was like, yeah, man. Do you come with? Because he actually had the full regalia on.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, do you come with the collar?
Yeah.
Because like that'd be spot on as well. Because I like your vicar look.
Yeah.
But if you've got the gear as well, then that's even better. But he didn't. So
he didn't.
Unfortunate.
He's not going to be good then, is he? He might as well just get a normal bloke and go bam.
Oh,
yeah, he's a vicar.
Right. He's a vicar.
Yeah.
Have you met Jeff?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll give you that $5.
Extra. We've got what else this week? You can get us on any of the podcasting platforms from iTunes to iHeartRadio, YouTube. We're going to stick some more stuff on YouTube. I think
we are.
Yeah, I've just been sat watching YouTube. We're available there. If you want to help us out on Patreon, you can stick £1 in, stick €1, $1, price of a cup of coffee, or whatever you can afford. Yeah, I can't. I've got a nice Kenco. I'll do you a brew. Yeah, I'll do you a brew in a minute. And that really helps us out. Leave us an iTunes review or a comment on there. That'd be mint.
Yeah.
And other than that, this has been a bit of a different episode of Never a Straight Answer Extra this week. Don't forget, we're away this week. There'll be no episode this coming Saturday. But I'm sure I'll be tweeting out stuff anyway. Yeah. Because I'm out and about. Busy. Got a busy week next week. Off to Bristol. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll talk about that at some point. Yeah. And then strip clubs and burgers on boats.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Burgers on boats.
Yeah. I found a really nice place actually, which I want to go to. They do. It's a barge. Right, I think they're called I can't remember the Burger Boys or the Burger Brothers. Yeah, down in Bristol. If they're nice, let me know because I want to try it. And what you do is you get on a barge and they've got like a big list of gourmet burgers. Oh, so I'm interested because the pictures on the website look absolutely amazing. So I'm interested to try it. Yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, man.
So no episode next week though. But I hope you've enjoyed this week's stuff. Yeah. And obviously, if you're new and you've you're enjoying what we do, tell a friend. But there's so much content that you can always go back on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you won't miss us for a week. Yeah. 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 And then we're back following week. Business as usual.
Business as usual.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
We're coming up to our 50th. Yeah. But also our 1 year anniversary. Yeah. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it?
So can't wait, man.
Yeah, man. So We'll catch you next time. Hope everyone has a pleasant couple of weeks, and we'll see you soon. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
Peace.
Oh, so I fancy a fish finger.
You can have a fish finger on toast.
Oh no, just one on bread.
Oh, I saw a guy eating a one actually, like a homeless guy eating a packet of fish fingers raw.
Oh no.
I know.
Beans are afro.
No, beans.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.